Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my camp here in Quartzsite, Arizona. So today, no adventure. This past week I actually had a bit of an issue that became an adventure. So generators obviously is what we're talking about. And of course, when you get on the internet or Facebook, any of the RV groups, probably the two most argued brands, Champion and Predator. So where did I start first? Which one did I have first? Well, I had the Champion. And what happened? So basically about a week ago, the Champion started just making some god-awful noises, something very metallic internally, and it just eventually quit running. It's about a year and a half old, actually a little bit older than that. I'll have to look and see if I can find the actual date I bought it, but it was close to 2 years, I believe. Well out of warranty. I did not buy any extended warranty on it. It had 1,100 hours on it. This is not going to be a side-by-side review of the Champion versus the Predator. It's going to be more of a, this is my experience with the Champion, and this is my first impressions with what I was pretty much forced to replace it with. So let's kind of go over here and we'll take a look at the Champion first. Alright, so the unit that I have is the Champion 4500, the gas model. I do not have the dual fuel. So we'll just kind of look at some of the major differences that really stuck out to me. So first thing that really sticks out between the two units, but your side cover, access cover here on the Champion to get to virtually anything with exception of the oil fill requires you to take these out. So you will need tools. And the other problem is these don't stay in the plastic. So when you take it out, they'll sit in here like this, and then you go to pop the cover, and now they're somewhere down in here. So that's a problem. And yes, my pull cord did break after maybe 50 pulls. Pull the side off. There's the oil fill. There is no oil drain. So when you want to change the oil, you will have to just tilt the unit. Just kind of a pain in the butt. Here's the other side. Cover off. This air filter assembly is not really the easiest to get in and out. So that's kind of a pain in the butt. The battery is also not the most accessible. You have to take this side cover off when you get the unit to plug in the battery, but the battery actually comes in and out of the front here. And so if you need to service the battery or get to the battery and pull it out this far, you're still going to have to pull the side cover off to be able to get the wires unhooked so you can pull it out. So that's one thing. Another issue for me that was always an issue is this handle. So one, when this handle is running, if you have the handle all the way down like that, this thing vibrates and rattles like it doubles the decibel of the generator. So you have to always leave it somewhere out here. The other issue is with how this handle pivots. If you look at how this pivots, it's at the top. So when you go to lift it up, you're not in a good position. I'll show you what I mean. To lift and then to move, you're almost having to drag it around like this. And you'll notice there's a wheel missing. And yeah, I'm sure you noticed the wheel that was missing. That's another kind of issue with the Champion, is the wheels seem to just fall off. So when you get it, you have to pull the bolts out of the wheels and then put Loctite on them and put them back in. Somewhere along the lines, my wheel fell off going down the highway, so I didn't even have a chance to put it back in. So the question, why did I buy the Predator? Well, the Champion went down on a Saturday, or excuse me, a Sunday. No, I take that back. It was a Saturday night it actually went down. It was late, and there wasn't anything I could really do about it till Sunday. So Sunday I started hunting to see what I could find. And of course, anything above, 1,500 watts, you can't really find locally, especially out here in the desert. I looked at Lowe's, Home Depot. Then I called my dad, and he reminded me about Harbor Freight and the Predator brand. Never really been a fan of anything from Harbor Freight, but there's tons of people that have these Predators and they swear by them. So I found a Harbor Freight up in Lake Havasu. Took the hour-and-a-half drive up there, and they had a Predator 5000 in stock. Was able to look at it, check it out, and so I went ahead and grabbed it and brought it home. So now we'll take a look at the Predator, and I'll show you some of the main things that stood out to me right as I did the unboxing and getting it prepped and ready to go. So here we have the Predator 5000. This is the new version. This one is a dual fuel. You can see they've upgraded the start buttons on these, and it's just a much cleaner panel than the Champion. Not that that's a big issue or anything, it definitely looks nicer. The handles on this one are both on the top. So if you have to lift with two people, it's a little bit easier. And what's cool about this one is it does have a suitcase handle at the bottom. So this is the correct handle placement. So when you lift and pivot, it pivots immediately as you lift. It just makes it a lot easier to roll. It does have 4 wheels on it, so it does actually have a little parking brake here, which is pretty neat, I thought. A massive gas cap and fill, so it's a lot easier to not spill. Got the chain stuck in there. A lot easier to not spill. And on the Predator, as you can see, it is toolless. It's a lot easier in the middle of the night, if something goes wrong ever, to just come on out, not have to get your tools out. Now look how clean that setup is in there. Everything on this side of the unit. Your battery's right here. So when you get the unit, you do have to connect the battery. Battery connect is right here. So this will be undone. You just got to plug that in. But if you do have to get to the battery, much easier. 2 little wing nuts. And look what you can see on this one, which I guarantee you didn't see on the Champion. But you can see the starter right there. So if you ever had to replace the starter, you could. And we've got the drain fill, or oil fill. And here on this unit, we actually have a drain plug. The Champion did not have a drain plug. So to change the oil, you actually have to just tip it over and dump it all out, which sucks. So the Predator has a drain plug. Now I'm sure it's still going to make a mess, but it does have a little dump and then a little access window here. So, I mean, definitely well thought out. Now the fuel tank on the Predator is considerably larger than the Champion. The Predator is about 3 gallons, a little over, and the Champion I believe is 1.9. So definitely a lot longer runtime. The Predator says about 18 hours at 25%, I believe, running on gas. Both units do have the 30 amp 30 TT plug, so both units can run 30 amp rig or do a dog bone for your 50. So pros and cons. We'll start with Champion. So one of the biggest pros of the Champion would be the price. The newer updated 4500, I believe, is $829, somewhere on there. I'll put a link to it on Amazon down below. One of the biggest cons would be that you can't just go pick one up. Both Home Depot and Lowe's do sell them, but they only keep the 1400 watt in stock. So you have to order the 4500. You have to order it from Amazon. I do believe if you have a Bass Pro Shop, they actually have them in stock where you can go put your hands on them and take a look at them. So that's a big con if you're looking to, really want to see it before you spend $800. So that would be one of the biggest pros to the Predator. There's a Harbor Freight in every, reasonably mid-sized town. And they've got tons of them in stock. When I went in there, they had 9 of them. So they've got plenty of them. And they had at least 9 of every level they have. The 2 biggest cons to the Predator that I can find would be, one, the price. The Predator 5000 was $1,099. So, a couple $100 more. And the warranty. So on the Champion, I believe you get a 1-year warranty. The Predator, you only get 90 days unless you buy, the extended warranty, which I believe was $300. So those would be the 2 biggest cons. Pros, it's definitely a bigger unit. There's no doubt in my mind that it's definitely better engineered. I was never really a fan of anything Harbor Freight. It's always been if you just needed a tool that you needed one time, that's where you went and bought it, because that's usually all that lasted. But they have 2 expensive items in that store, and one is the generator and 2 is their winches. And I'm guessing they put all their R&D into that, and everything else was made extremely cheap. But so yeah, I'll put links to both of the Predator and the Champion down below. If I had to do it all over again this time around, I would definitely choose the Predator after having the Champion, especially with the Champion going out at 1100 hours. That's not that many. I did take care of it. I did maintain it. Maybe just the year and a half of the life I've put it through out here in the deserts and super high altitudes, just finally had enough. I don't know. But on the other hand, I've been plenty of places with guys with these Predators that have 2,500 hours on them and never change a oil, and they still run like crazy. So I guess time will only tell. I've only had the Predator now for about a week. So far, it's been doing great. I have no complaints. Definitely with that little extra power, it seems to be a little quieter. If I'm pushing a little more wattage out of it. So that's kind of nice. There's not really much else I can say about it. It's a generator. It does what it's supposed to. But comparing the 2, I would definitely say the Predator is the higher quality and better engineered product. But, I will leave, obviously, the end decision up to you guys on what you want to do. Save $300, go with the Champion, spend a little bit more, get the Predator, and kind of have more of a local support. Because if you have to take it back in the 90 days after you purchase it, you can. You can take it to any store. You just have to make sure you drain the gas out of it. So yeah, that's going to do it for this week, and I will see you guys on the next one.